Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be out. It's about 100 degrees out here. Sweat's running down my forehead. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably so hot out here. I sweated out all my liquid. I haven't peed for 4 days and I've drank 18 gallons of water in the last 3 days. So that tells you how hot it is. Going to jump on the four-wheeler today. Going to go around some of the fields here. We got one field that has some little snakeweed starting to grow along the creek and in the creek. So I made one heck of a mixture, and I figured with this heat, it's about 96 degrees today, I think. They said heat index of 101. So I figured spray them little weeds, suck right in and kill them. But I'm going to drink another gallon of water, and then I'm going to jump on the four-wheeler, see what we can get done today. I don't know if you can see this bean field here. It's actually starting to grow. A couple weeks ago we were in more rain than we wanted, and now almost feels like we're in drought conditions, but the crops are loving this humidity, this heat. It's really everything it needs. So hopefully maybe this week sometime we'll get maybe an inch of soft rain. Be ideal for the crops. So let's get the day started.
This morning we're in the business of unhooking the planter. We need the John Deere for the grain cart. We got a load of beans that we need to get out, so we need both carts. So we're gonna unhook the 4840, and then we gotta unhook the disc mower from the K7140, so that way we can hook up the other grain cart. Right now Dad's hiding in the cab so that way he can get out of doing any actual work.
That's right.
We don't need to hear from him anymore. We got some new couplers a couple years ago, and they are really hard to get off. We haven't figured out the trick to them yet. Looks like we got to move a few things to get to the grain cart, which is back there. Oliver has a dead battery. Dad just moved it in here 2 days ago, and I don't know why it's dead, but it is. We're gonna take the Oliver here and hook up to the grain vac with it, so that way we can go load a load of beans out of a bin. Conveniently enough, we don't have any jumper cables here on the farm. We have like 20 back at home in the main shop. I ran down to get jumper cables. Dad's still working in that tractor trying to figure out how to get the dates off there. I hooked up the lawnmower trailer. Now I'm gonna put the lawnmower on it so that way we can mow around the bins that we're gonna be taking beans out of. Wonder who did that. Time to jumpstart the Oliver. Black to red and red to black. I have no idea where my sunglasses went. Smell in all of mankind, rotten beans. It's always hard to do this by myself because I don't weigh very much. We'll wait for Cooper to get here with the other tractor. And then we'll start filling these things with some beans. Here comes trouble. Spider-Man up here, seeing how full the bin is. The reason why that auger is being so slow out of that bin is because the bean pods bunch up at the openings and then it plugs it, and then you got to keep opening and closing it to try to break those free, and it's just a big headache. Dad got a phone call and we don't have one, not two, three. We have 4 graves to dig this week. So him and Cooper are off digging those right now. I think they're gonna get as many dug as they can tonight, and then we might have to dig one tomorrow. We've been loading some beans in the meantime. Cooper and I are gonna bring the carts home because it's supposed to rain tonight, and we don't want them getting wet as they are full of beans right now. Yeehaw! I wish you guys could see Dad's arms compared to his legs right now. That's impressive. Nice and dry. Now we just gotta get lined up perfectly straight with this so that we can put the boom back on. Look at that face of pure determination. Looks like we're in business, ladies and gentlemen. After it's all said and done, I guess I do need the skid loader on here. One of those chemical tanks is empty. The skid loader or the backhoe's the only thing that can lift it up there. Skid loader is a lot easier, so we're going with the skid loader. Not a big fan of unloading the backhoe from this trailer, but you know how we get comfortable with doing things we're uncomfortable with? By doing them. So we're gonna do it. If we flip over, we flip over.
Pull the corn star is going to give it a temptation of unloading the backhoe off the trailer. We'll see how he does. Could be pretty exciting. Things get out of control. I would say he'll probably fill his shorts. Checking things out. His heart's beating fast. There he goes. As long as he keeps the clutch out, she'll be under control. If he pushes the clutch in while he's backing off, he will go for a ride. What's your guess? Let's find out what he does. Keep your foot off the clutch, buddy. Off the clutch. Then he's gonna, there he goes. I don't think he did too bad for a rookie. It's one of them things you just gotta learn how to do. But I bet you his heart was beating fast. All right, well, I gotta get ready to go cover a grave. I'm gonna take the other skid loader. I think Cole is gonna use that one, and I'm gonna load up a different one, and I'm gonna go cover a grave, and then me and Cooper, we're gonna load them things back up, and then we're gonna go dig another grave.
We survived. We got about 280 acres left of corn to spray, so we got everything we need for that on here. And then once we're done with that, we'll pull all the corn chemicals off, and then we'll put the bean stuff on, and then we'll be ready to spray our beans at some point. I loaded everything back up because we have to dig a grave this afternoon. Dad's covering one at the moment. Right now it's too windy to spray, so that's why we're not spraying. Got everything all ready to go though. While I was waiting for Dad, I was editing some video, but I was kind of nodding off while going through my footage, so it's usually a sign I'm pretty tired. I don't know why I'm tired. I slept for 3 hours last night. We don't have time to sleep. Dad got back from covering that grave, so we're gonna unload this skid loader. We're gonna take off with that, go dig another grave. Oh boy, it's the FBI, they're coming for me. Dad backing this up right where we need to go later, so it'll be right in the way. Perfect. Grave digging time. All lined up. Now I gotta bring the plywood over. Got Dad scoping out the depth here. We're gonna load some beans. Well, accidents happen to the best of us. You see the end of this here is all boogered up. We had the dump truck parked right beside it. I was in the dump truck, Cooper was in this. And I was gonna back out the dump truck first. I was looking in my left mirror, didn't see Cooper was also backing up at the same time. So bumped the very end of this. Just basically bent this little top metal piece here and this one a little bit, but I think we can take that down, bend it back. It's a heater today, that's for sure. Right, Kelly? Yeah? That's a nice smell. we're gonna climb this ridiculously tall ladder and open the hatch for Cooper up there. He likes it when it's warm outside. Yeah. Now we're gonna fill the John Deere. Let's get some water first. Cooper vacked out one cart and then said he had to go run off to town with some friends, so guess who's going in the bin? Daddy Cornstar. Oh, the weather looks so nice out there. This is what we're working with in here. Normally we'd suck out the sump in the middle, but these were the first beans that we picked, and they had just a few wet pods in them. You can see some pod buildup spots here and there, but it basically got down over the sump, it plugged it up, so then the sump is plugged and it hardly comes out. So as soon as we got to where we could get to the door, we just opened the door and then just vacked out. We'd prefer to go through the floor, but sometimes this happens. I tell you what, this is a fun job. I'd say, I'm speaking for most farmers here, that this is everyone's favorite job.
Remember the great Odina? I'm allergic to my own son. Walks around like he's had 10 too many. Now he thinks he's a bull.
This air conditioning feels pretty nice. Now we gotta go get the Oliver. We noticed there was some antifreeze dripping from it and then felt the fan blade and the water pumps going out. So we're gonna bring that home and then fix that. Anna is currently sleeping in my spot right now.
That's a real fast sandwich or something for the grain.
We just gotta unhook the grain vac, then we can take the Oliver home. Dad went in to eat lunch, so I'm gonna change the oil on my bike quick. Now, if you've never changed engine oil before, you can watch my guide on how not to change engine oil right here. Or you can just watch me do this. Tell you what, I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do and then I'm gonna time lapse it. Makes it a little more entertaining.
We're gonna take this oil pan, we're gonna slide it under the bike, we're gonna take the oil plug out, oil's gonna drain into that. Then we're gonna take the oil filter off, then we're gonna put on a new oil filter, then we'll fill it with oil. And we'll put the oil plug back in before we fill it with oil.
Now you're an expert. Well, I was gonna change the oil in this, but I took out the oil plug and only 3 quarts is supposed to come out, but a lot more came out. I got gas in my oil somehow. Good thing I didn't start it, I rolled it down here. Guess I won't be riding my bike tonight. Pretty sure I have a stuck valve in the carburetor because I have the oil plug out right now, and when I tip my bike straight up, it's like a constant stream coming out. Just to give you a little reference how bad it was leaking, I had it running into that for probably 30 minutes. And then just moving it that far. Yeah, no bueno. This is why we have brother-in-laws. Remember that load of beans we loaded the other day? Yeah, we're unloading it now. Oh, hey, Ronnie. Yeah, we're gonna get that fixed. Now, I was watching Cole's video last night. Oh, when he was over there in the big machine shit. Yeah, that was my favorite part. Yeah. I like Cole, he's my favorite son, but Cooper on the other hand. It was a good 4th of July. Got some good stuff done in the house, got some more cleaning done, that's what we like to see. Getting very, very, very close to 2 videos a week. I'm in the messy heated shop right now so I can get my sunglasses, and then we're gonna go load some beans. That's annoying, that beeping, beep, 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 beep. Even though it didn't sound like that. Okay, so we're gonna go drive the cart over there to where the beans are. We have one bin. It's got maybe just a little bit more than a grain cart full in it, but it's gonna take a little while to suck out. because the more tubes you add to the grain vac, the longer it takes to suck it out. So once we get that one cleaned out, then we'll hop to the other one, then we can use the floor unload in that one. Should go a lot faster. Here we go. We made it. Let's get everything set up now. We'll let that warm up for a minute. Sounds like we need to tighten some belts. Sounds horrible. Only took us like an hour and a half. On to the next bend now. Anna and I are on lunch duty. We just got done eating lunch and we came back. We're still filling carts with the grain vac and we're having some issues with this motor overheating. It's single phase 110, kind of a small motor. All of our other motors are 3-phase 220. They run a lot smoother, stay nice and cool. But this farm doesn't have 3-phase or 220 to these bins, so 110's what we got. We got our fingers crossed that the motor on this auger is gonna work. We're running a series of cords to make sure it does first, before we take it off. You know, we've never taken anything off and then find out it didn't work once we spent an hour working on it already. Never done that before. Here is the moment of truth. Well, Daddy Cordstar and I got all the belts off and stuff, so now I'm just gonna sit and watch Dad lift this off into the back of the truck. It only weigh like 160 pounds. We just bought this auger here a couple months ago at an auction, and it came with a 220 single phase motor on it, which is perfect for over there because it's single phase. So instead of just getting put in a shed off to the side to collect dust, we're getting a use out of it. So what Dad did is he just came up here and pushed it off and fell right in the truck. That's the way his dad taught him to do it, and that's the way his dad's dad taught him to do it. Right, Dad?
Right, that's how we do it around here.
While we were gone, the motor cooled down enough. We were able to finish filling that cart. We're gonna take it off now, put this one on. Might have to fabricate some new holes for it to go into. And then we're probably gonna have to go get a bigger belt. But we're gonna address that issue once we get this put on, one step at a time. We got her on and she's gonna work real good.